with it. So does that trend continue today? Are we trending back toward the coast? God, I hope not. All right, but that's something to watch. That's going to be a key thing to watch as we go through the day today. Now, with the shift to the west, notice how we've brought the heavier rain back on shore, maybe 5 to 8 inches back on shore in some of these areas. The South Florida has been wet, very wet over the last 7 days. North Florida, not as much. But you know as well as I do, if it rains 2, 3 inches, 4 inches an hour in some of these bands and it just sits there, we're going to flood. It doesn't matter where you are, you're going to flood. Plus, in some areas where we've got winds on shore here, we're going to hold some of that water in. All right, guys, hey, breaking here, breaking. We now have a Category 5 Hurricane Dorian. They've upped the winds to 160 miles per hour. What'd they use for the pressure, guys? 925? What'd they use for the pressure? 924? Either way, it's a Cat 5, 160 miles an hour with this, moving over the Bahamas. Nothing's changed in terms of the speed, but we've definitely got ourselves a Cat 5 hurricane right now in Dorian, and that's, a worst-case scenario for the Bahamas. And even that, going from 150 to 160, that ups the damage potential a little bit. There's an exponential relationship with the wind. It doesn't go up a notch. It's an exponential relationship with the wind damage. So now you're talking about a Michael-type storm that's moving through the Bahamas. Remember, Michael was up to 160. So that's what we've got on our hands this morning. Dorian, a Category 5 with 160 mile per hour winds. Let's take a look at the satellite with this, and you can see what we're talking about. And we even mentioned this the other day. We didn't have an eye when it was a 2, and then all of a sudden, that was as it was going toward a major hurricane, that eye started to show up. That eye has expanded and really found a home there of about 15 miles. Then outside of that, 30 miles each side, you've got the strongest winds in the eye wall, as it's called. And it looks like a donut, right? The deepest reds, and then the middle, of course, is calm, very, very stable. So this is a perfect wind machine right now. It has no
We are tracking Hurricane Dorian. It is now a Category 5 with winds of 160 miles per hour. It is approaching the northern Bahama Islands right now. And after that, tropical storm conditions are now looking more and more likely along the Florida coast.